Hello, Sun Devil family. My name is April Crabtree. I'm the Associate Vice President for Enrollment and Admission Services here at Arizona State University.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta look at a little. You gotta.
All right. Hey, get it done.
Yeah. All right. We got this. So our first question today: what will the true total eclipse look like? That's coming up soon. So mark your calendars for that. It should be a spectacle. What will the true total cost of an ASU education be, and how do we make it affordable for our family? This is probably the #1 question that we receive for families for very good reason. College is a huge investment for any family. And thinking about costs, it's not just about tuition, it's thinking about housing, meals, books, supplies, personal transportation. All of those are factoring into a family's decision on whether or not a particular college fits their financial plan. And for ASU, we try to make sure that we provide as much clarity as we can, as early as we can in the process. So maybe that's using the net price calculator when students are maybe in their sophomore or junior year of high school, then using tools like our cost estimator, our scholarship estimator, and once your student has more information, they have their admission offer, they know what kind of scholarships that they have, using our new cost comparison tool. And that allows you to put information in on ASU's award offer, but to other schools as well. We want to make sure that families have a very clear sense of what their bottom line commitment is going to be to make an ASU education possible. Connected to this question, I get a lot of parents very anxious, for good reasons, about student loan debt. That's a big part of our national conversation right now. And it's important to remember that at ASU, about half of our undergraduates graduate with no student debt at all. And for those who do walk away with some student loan debt, it's about $25,000, which is less than the national average. So we know that when we're talking about affordability, we're talking about the long-term investment of you, your family, your student in an ASU education. So just remember that cost is what you pay, but value is what your student's degree is going to generate and build over time. And what we're committed to do is not just make sure that you know what your final cost is, but what that value is going to be as well. What will my role be in the next Star Trek television series? Or maybe that's just my question. We are going to ask, what will my role as a parent look like in college, and how does ASU partner with families? This is such an interesting time, I think, in any family's experience. So we have a major transition that's happening for students, but we also have a big transition that's happening for families as well. And when I talk to parents at events or on the phone, there's a mix of this pride in what their student is going out to do and all they've accomplished. There's also a sense of nervousness, and that's really normal at this point of wondering, are they ready? Am I ready for everything that is going to come next for them? So we want to make sure that families understand that this is not the end of your journey with your student. You've been so crucial to them to this point. But you're not checking their homework every day anymore, and you're not driving them to their rehearsals now. You're doing something that is a lot harder, which is practicing their independence. And they are doing that in concert with you, but with us as well. So as families, one of the things that you can do is use one of our many resources to stay connected. Join a parent and family orientation, a family chat, a family connection event. We offer over 100 different events for parents and families every year, including our Sun Devil Day celebration. So when you're thinking about this partnership, know that we're there with you. We are going to help you, help your student on the journey of who they're supposed to become. All right, the third question. What makes an ASU experience better than any other experience your student could have? I could give you 100 reasons, but let's see if that's actually the question. The question is, what makes an ASU degree valuable, and where can we expect it to take our student? This is probably the second most asked question I get, is there's a lot of interest in what is this degree going to mean? What does it mean for my student once they graduate? So when we talk about value, when we talk about an ASU education, we're not talking about just what happens within those first few years, but that's probably of interest to many students and of course families as well. So the first place to start is to look at your student's specific degree program. We have literally hundreds of degrees, and many of them are ranked in the top 25 nationally. We're also ranked number 1 in innovation, number 2 in employability, number 3 in first-year experiences, number 5 in internships. We have the top honors college in the country, and so much more than that. But rankings really only matter if they're connected to outcomes. So when we're thinking about your student's degree program, the value of what they're going to walk away with, we're thinking about all the work we're doing to ensure that they have access to hands-on experience, research, internship, network connections, one of the largest alumni networks in the country. So ensuring that it isn't just a moment, it's a continuity. This is a trajectory that they're on. We know, and you know, that the world is constantly changing. It is evolving rapidly, and ASU is one of the few institutions that I believe that can keep up with that. So we want students to have the kind of education that is not just going to prepare them for their first job, but for their second job and their 5th job. We care about what their success looks like 5 years from now and 10 years from now. An ASU degree prepares students for a lifetime of relevance. Opportunity favors the prepared, and at ASU, we're making sure students are walking out our doors prepared for whatever comes next. All right, and our last question, how does ASU manage to find people with such fabulous taste in shoes? Is this it? No. How does ASU help students feel safe, supported, and connected? Those are really the big 3. So when families think about sending their student away to college, they think about all of these things at the same time. And especially when you're thinking about a university of our size, it's very easy to think, well, with a large university, perhaps my student is going to get lost there. Will they find that safety, that security, that connection, that sense of belongingness that they're looking for? And the answer is yes. ASU is a large university, but we design it with intentionally small support systems. From a safety perspective, we have 24/7 security on campus. Students can always call for an escort, well-lit areas, and great relationships across our campuses and within our communities. From a support perspective, students have access to advisors. They have a variety of individuals all across this campus committed to making sure that they are successful. We have 24/7, 365 counseling services, so no matter where your student is in their journey, we have people here to support them, to listen, to help them, to figure out what they need to do next. And often connection, that sense of belonging, of finding your people, is just as important as safety. So when we talk about the way we have our students connect, we talk about clubs and organizations. We talk about all the ways that students can connect to other students who have very similar interests to them, so that they can build that community and they can explore with the confidence of doing it with others. Whether we're talking about professors in the classrooms or the staff that are invested in every element of your student's success, we're not just employees at Arizona State University. We're also moms and dads and aunts and uncles and big brothers and sisters, and we're all here to ensure that your student is going to be successful so that nothing that they do, they ever have to do alone. And I'm a mom too. My son will start middle school next year, so in a few years I'll be looking to you for some advice on how to navigate the college journey. But I can't help but think that we're still worried about the same things. We're still asking the same quiet questions that we ask when they started kindergarten. Will they make friends? Who is going to notice if they're having a hard day? Will someone else recognize the way I do how talented, smart, funny, and capable they are? And when I think about ASU and I think about this community, yes, we're here to stand with your student, with you, on their journey to who they are becoming. And that's it, everyone. I'm going to see you at ASU. Perfect. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
I told you now.